Welcome to the deep dive. We're jumping straight into a section of ancient writing today, specifically Chapter 2 of the book of Ezra.
Yeah, this part of the text gives us a really detailed snapshot. It's a key historical moment, the return of the Jewish people from exile.
Right, from Babylon back to Jerusalem, all following that decree from King Cyrus.
Exactly. And, you might just glance at Ezra Chapter 2 and think, oh, it's just a long list, names and numbers.
It kind of looks that way on the surface, doesn't it?
It does, but if you dig a bit deeper, there are some really insightful things tucked away in there.
About community, identity. What else?
Integrity, definitely, and even how God sees individuals, things that can, really speak to us today.
Okay, so our mission for this deep dive then is to pull out those key insights.
Yeah, see how this ancient list can genuinely encourage our own faith and maybe our obedience right here, right now.
All right, let's unpack it. What does the chapter actually tell us? I mean, the core of it is a record, right, of who came back.
It is a meticulous record. After years, decades even, in captivity, you have over 42,000 people making this journey home.
Wow, 42,000.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
It is, and that number doesn't even include the thousands of servants, plus all the animals they brought with them. It was a massive undertaking.
And the list itself is pretty specific, isn't it?
Oh, incredibly detailed. It's not just a grand total. It actually names families, specific families from Judah and Benjamin.
And it breaks down roles, too.
Yes, it calls out the priests, the Levites, you've got the singers, the gatekeepers, the temple servants. It's all there.
So it's more than just a simple census.
Much more. It feels like it's showing that every single person, like whatever their role was, big or small, they were accounted for.
Everyone mattered in this huge restoration effort.
Right.
Everyone had a name recorded, a place to return to.
Exactly. But then there's a complication, something really interesting.
Oh, what's that?
Well, the text points out that some people, and this included some individuals who identified as priests, they couldn't actually prove their lineage.
They couldn't prove it. How?
They looked for their family names in the official genealogical records, the registers, but, well, they just weren't there. Couldn't be found.
Oh, so what happened to them?
Right, well, because their ancestry couldn't be formally confirmed according to the established records, there was a pretty significant consequence.
Okay.
They were temporarily excluded from performing certain sacred duties, specifically the priestly roles.
Temporarily excluded. Wow.
Yeah. The instruction was clear. They couldn't partake in the most holy things, not until their status could somehow be clarified by God himself.
How would they do that?
Through the Urim and Thummim. Those were tools used back then to discern God's will in difficult cases.
So this wasn't just like administrative oversight. It was serious.
Very serious. It really highlights how critical identity and sort of verification were for certain roles, especially the sacred ones.
Okay, needing divine confirmation. That does underscore the stakes. So let's connect the dots. What does this ancient list with all the names, the numbers, and this whole issue around lineage, what does it mean for us?
Yeah, how does it strengthen faith or encourage obedience today?
Right.
Well, first off, I think that very detailed listing, just the fact that they recorded everyone who returned, that tells us something fundamental about God's perspective.
That he pays attention.
Precisely. Not just in general, but in the nitty-gritty. In the context of restoring his people, his city, God is shown paying meticulous attention to individuals.
So just like each person mattered and was named then.
You matter in God's ongoing story today. You're not invisible. Your name, your gifts, your contribution, even if it feels really small or behind the scenes.
It has a place. It's noted.
Exactly.
Right.
And recognizing that specific value God places on you, well, that's a powerful encouragement for faith, isn't it? And for living that out.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's personal. And what about the lineage part, the emphasis on identity?
Well, think about those returnees. They were facing a monumental task, rebuilding a ruined city and temple, knowing who they were, their heritage, where they came from. That surely gave them strength, right? Purpose.
Yeah, foundation.
Definitely. So for us, understanding our spiritual identity, maybe it's the story of faith passed down, or maybe it's a new legacy we're starting that shapes who we are.
And motivates us.
It motivates us to live faithfully, yeah, to honor that heritage through our obedience. It makes it concrete, not just an idea.
Okay. And the priests who couldn't prove their background, that situation really brings integrity and accountability into sharp focus.
Absolutely. It's a stark reminder, whether you're in a formal leadership role or just influencing people in your family, your work, your
The
community.
foundation matters.
It really does.
Yeah.
Having that solid foundation, living with integrity that people can actually see, it's vital. The text shows there are consequences when that's unclear, especially in spiritual roles.
So living a life of integrity isn't just a nice to have.
No, it's a powerful act of obedience. It builds trust. It strengthens faith, not just yours, but the faith of those around you too.
And thinking about the whole group.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't just about the leaders, was it? Or the prominent families.
Not at all. That's another key takeaway. It was the whole community. Everyone returned, everyone settled together. Rebuilding required a collective effort.
Which tells us.
That rebuilding anything meaningful, whether it's faith or relationships or community connections, it rarely happens in isolation. We need each other.
So partner up.
Yeah, partner with others who share your values, your mission, foster that mutual support. Obedience, spiritual growth. It often happens best, or maybe it's sustained best, in community.
Okay, that makes sense. And there's one more thing right at the end of the chapter about giving.
Yes, generosity. As soon as they arrived back in Jerusalem, the text says the returnees gave generously toward rebuilding the temple.
It wasn't an afterthought?
No, it seems it was a natural, immediate expression of their return, part of restoring faithful worship. Sacrificial giving was integral to the process.
So being generous with our time, our resources, our skills.
Even just encouragement. It's a tangible way to invest in something bigger than ourselves. And it's an expression of faith, of obedience.
And it brings renewal.
It does, often, quite profoundly, back to the giver, too, not just to the cause.
So stepping back then, this ancient list from Ezra 2, it's really not just dry history.
Far from it. It's like a rich tapestry, really. Insights about God valuing every single person.
The importance of our identity, the need for integrity.
The power of community, the renewal found in being generous.
These feel like really timeless principles, things that can genuinely encourage us in our obedience and, strengthen our faith in practical ways today.
Definitely. So thinking about all those different people listed back then, the family heads, the priests, the singers, the gatekeepers, the servants, everyone, here's a thought for you listening. What role are you playing in the restoration work God is doing around you right now?